With this workflow, you can develop your very own coaching program from scratch, including the program name, the steps your clients will go through, your offers, come up with your branded names for all of it, and even develop basic customer avatars so you can hit the ground running with a fully developed coaching program starting with just an idea. All right, let's take a look at how the workflow goes. And actually, let's start and see the results. So here is kind of the end result of what you get. You actually start with just this dark green section here. That's all you have to input. Everything else is going to be generated automatically. It'll come up with a whole bunch of program name options for you. You get to pick one. It'll come up with a whole bunch of different step options for you. So what are the steps that your client has to go through from point A to point B to get to the result that they're looking for based on the type of coaching that you're doing, the different features that you might offer. So, here's one for, an AI service, right? Performance dashboards to visualize cost savings and process improvements. I'm sitting there like, man, like I could actually build that fairly simply. Like there's so many different things here. 24 access to interactive client support portals and so on. And then you also have your customer avatars it'll generate, the end result that they should expect to get, the different group names. So you normally have to have like the 9-step system or whatever, and each of those steps needs like 3 names. So assign and align, implement and iterate, empower and expand. Those are the 3 group names. Then you have the 9 steps for them, all with branded names. And then you have features. So the things that you're actually giving or selling to your clients. So, feature 1, a collaborative creation of your custom automation roadmap, complete with clear milestones to ensure measurable progress at every stage. Right? Expert selection and seamless setup of 2 to 3 targeted pilot automation projects for immediate impact in your back office operations. I wrote all this with marketing in mind, with thinking of selling in mind. And it all starts with just kind of 4 inputs. So you need to have your name as you want it presented, the type of coaching that you want to present yourself as, so coaching type or expertise, your preferred target market. So just kind of starting with what general market might you want to sell into, and what result do you want to get them. If you have those 4 things, you can come up with those on your own. This coaching program generator will be able to do all of it, the rest of it for you. So let's kind of go step by step, show you how this works. It's just a click trigger we start with. So whenever you click this button, it'll run through each of these branches one at a time, all right? And so then at the end of each branch, there is a step for you to take. All right, so just as an example, you would start here with just these 4 things, and then we run through the first line, which creates your program name options. And we come over to our program name options. It outputs, 40 different options for your program name. Now, I've found that if you ask AI to just make one option for you, it may be okay. It might not be okay. But if you can get it to make 30 to 40, I think I only told it to make 30 in the system prompt, and it came up with 40. But if you ask it to make 30 or 40, you're bound to find at least 1 or 2 good ones in there that you can use for your programs. All right. Then after you come up with the program name, you put that in, and then it comes up with the step options for you. So all you would do is you put your program name there, and you would also want to add your program name. I think it was back here on this. Oh no, it should automatically put it in here. Let me double check that it does. It does it down here for you. But you pick the program name. It'll then generate options for you. And so here are our step options. So again, what are the 9 steps or so that'll take them from point A to point B, or ground zero to the end result, or whatever you want to call it, whatever guru you follow. They all say the same thing, more or less. What are those steps that you have to take? And so it comes up with, again, about 30 to 40 options of things that you can do. So you just go through it, and it's programmed to come up with these in order. So you start with the basics, assess your current backend processes and workflows. And at the end, it's going to be celebrate your transformation milestones and share success stories, because it comes up with the whole path. And so you only have to pick 9 or so in the middle in order to make them your steps. And then you put them into the inputs in here, back in the inputs, and then run it again. It'll run down the 3rd step, then it'll come up with the features. So what is it you're actually selling? So it comes up with 30 to 40 options of things that you can offer for sale. Now, you don't have to be limited to 3. I have 3 as our inputs over here. So over here, we got 3. You can always come up with more things, bundle it together. The bigger the bundle, right? So that's all on you. And then after you have all of that, you would run it one more time. It then generates all the rest of the information over here in program outputs, comes up with customer avatar, kind of basic customer avatars. I have a customer avatar generator in the marketing plan system. That's all available from my free school community. Just click the link. You can get the workflow for that. It'll build out your whole marketing plan and everything. But having this to start with would really supercharge the marketing plan generator, and specifically our customer avatar generator. So these just kind of give you kind of basics, a little bit of who they are and why they might like your program. And if you plug this into that system, man, it works really well. It comes up with an end result, the thing that they get at the end, like your clear, definite statement of, I help people accomplish this. All right. And then it comes up with your 3 kind of segments. What are your 3 sections of your business? Your step, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. And each of those phases, each has 3 steps. So you'll have a total of 9 steps. So, step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, process audit, goal alignment, roadmap build, pilot launch, that sort of thing. So they're all branded like 2-word, 3-word statements that you can slap a registered or a copyright logo on and make it yours, right? And then the features, we take the things that we were selling back here on back in our inputs that we decided to sell, and we rewrite it for purposes of sounding like we're supposed to be marketing it. It's not just what we're giving them, but why they want it. All right. And so that's it. That should be the start of any good coaching program. From there, you just create your graphics and away you go. You can start selling. As always, you can download this N8N workflow for free from my free school community, where we give away over 30 different business-focused workflows, ranging from social media posting bots, executive assistants, lead and email scrapers, and more, with new free workflows coming out every week, along with tutorial videos, how-to guides, and a community of automation-focused business owners, all looking to collaborate and grow their businesses with AI-powered automations. You can also join our advanced community for weekly tech support calls, marketing and business growth discussions, as well as getting to pick my brain on N8N, AI automations, or business in general. All right, and let's take a look step by step how this works. So again, click trigger, I think I mentioned that previously. We go into a Google Sheets node. The Google Sheets node is simply getting the rows from our document, the coaching program generator. I'll give you that sheet. It should be, it will be with the workflow in our free school community. Again, the link will be in the description below. Give it all to you. We're pulling from the sheet called inputs. Again, pulling from this sheet, inputs, and all you have to do is fill in this dark green section. You don't have to fill in anything else, just this dark green section. All the rest will be generated for you. Then it's just a matter of picking what you want. All right, so then we come over here, we have a switch. And what the switch does is it's checking to see if you've reached the different milestones of filling out your coaching program generator. So this first one is checking whether this cell over here in inputs, the cell way over here in program name has been filled in. And if it has not been filled in yet, because you're only supposed to fill in these to start, right? The dark green. What it does is it'll run through the first set and it'll generate your name options. When you've picked one, you copy and paste it into here, and then you run the program again, and it'll check to see if it's empty. If it's not empty, it'll go on to the next step and check if your options have been filled in. Well, they haven't been because they haven't been filled, they haven't been generated yet. So it'll run through, it'll generate all of your different options. You're going to copy and paste over the 9 that make sense in order for your program. Okay, this is your program. Like, you can't just have AI make it all. You have to pick some stuff yourself. And anyway, when you've put in all 9 options and this cell here is filled in, when you run the program one more time, it's going to check to see if your features have been filled in. So over here, we have our 3 features. And these, again, are the things that you would be selling, the things you're actually providing to the client. If this is empty, it'll generate all these features for you. You just pick the 3 that make sense for you, copy, paste them in. Once this is filled in, it sees that it goes down this last path. So this last one is not empty. and then it'll run the rest of the coaching program generator. It makes the customer avatars, it makes the end results, the step names, branded names, all of that. And then the last option in the switch is simply if you've run this before once and it's filled in all of the stuff here in program outputs, it's going to go ahead and mark this as complete. And so if you wanted to create another coaching program, you'd be able to create another one just by filling in the next row or the next row and so on and so forth in order to, so just so it's there, just in case you wanted to add more or have different programs. That way you're not accidentally running through it a second time and overwriting anything. So it marks it complete. It'll add this row to the skip pile. It just ignores it. All right, and so that's what the switch does. So we'll kind of go step by step, talk about how this works. It seems simple, but it's pretty powerful. So again, the first name was we're generating the name for your program. And so what we're doing is we're taking all of that information from our spreadsheet. So the name of the coach, the coaching type, the preferred target client, and the end result that you're going to get them. That's all you had to put in, right? We run it through this system prompt here, which will generate 30 to 40 unique program names. They need to be brandable and coaching aligned. All right. They need to recognize key things such as transformation, purpose, confidence, alignment, empowerment, those things that you would expect to hear from any kind of coaching program, whether it's business or personal. All right. Combining power words. You need to categorize names based on style. So you're action oriented, metaphorical, system based. And so that's just kind of it. I gave it all these instructions in order for it to come up with lots of different types of name rather than not just the same exact name. I wanted you to have options. All right, so then it builds them out, it writes them. Do not include any extra headings or text or anything like that. No less than 30 options, no more than 40. Never duplicate anything. So it's not going to do the confidence code and the confidence blueprint and the confidence map. It's going to be one of those, if any. All right, never include names that sound too corporate or generic or inappropriate. And it just outputs them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way down to 40. And what we do is we have a structured output. So we check our structured output parser. And here's just an example of 1 to 40. And so it's going to output most likely 40 results. And then what we do is we split each of those out into an individual item. Each of those items is then added to a Google Sheet. Again, make sure you connect your Google Sheets credentials. If you don't yet have Google Sheets hooked up, I have a video down in the description below on how to set up your Google Cloud Console so you can hook up your Google Sheets accounts. All right, but what we're doing is we're appending a row, meaning we're adding to the bottom. We're not like updating a row, we're appending it to the bottom. And we're using the same document, the coaching program generator, and we're adding it to the sheet program name options, and then just in the column of name options. That's where we're sending it. And what it does is it's going to output this big list over here, and I mark it in blue. That way you know where it's supposed to go to copy paste later, okay? And you just pick one. So you just find one that sounds good, the frictionless factory formula. And this was all for, my business kind of quickly checking. Bradford Carlton AI automation coaching, targeting manufacturers with more than 20 employees, automate their business back end and reduce expenses while ensuring fewer errors. Simple, right? I didn't put too much thought into it. I wanted to see this thing in action. And so what it does is it comes up with all these options. Simplify to scale system. Well, that's all right. What else we got? Some of these aren't great. So they got the backbone boost method. Automate authority program. That's all right. Seamless synergy solutions. That actually sounds cool. Smart scale evolution. Nah. Operation Amplify Framework, no. Automate Elite Experience, Precision Pulse Program. So hey, join the Precision Pulse Program. That's actually a decent name. But what did I pick? I picked the one that is actually my business name. So Automate Business AI. And so then what we do is once you've put that in there, you copy and paste it over from this sheet. Just like copy and you bring it over. You would just paste it into the cell. All right. Come back here. You would then run the workflow again. Just click the test, execute workflow. It'll run it once more. And this time it'll come down the second path. The second path is going to make our options. So what we do is we take the coach name, the coach type, the preferred target client, the result we're going to get them, and now we add our program name. All right, we're just going to keep stacking on what we're doing. And we run it through this system prompt. And this system prompt is going to come up with the specific action steps, processes, or activities a client would move through in a coaching journey from ground zero to their desired transformational outcome. All right. And it's going to do it. It's going to think through all like 30, 40 steps you might have to possibly do. And phrases must be a natural, coaching friendly language. They can never be verb led. All right. So the point is for you to understand what the client might have to do here, not necessarily what the client is going to see, but for you to think, okay, that makes sense that they would next do this and then the next would do this. All right, so understand, interpret the request. Basics, identify key phrases and transformations. So, awareness, identity, vision, strategy, execution, reflection. Break down those categories across mindset work, strategic planning, inner clarity, external behaviors. I try to think of the gamut of what every coaching program covers. Mix tangible exercises, so writing, mapping, tracking, with intangible shifts, self-belief, visioning, reframing. Then build the varied sequential list that could be used in a one-to-one or group coaching curriculum, and just output it all 40 steps, 1 to 40. And same thing with our output parser, so we make sure that's turned on. Our output parser, steps 1 through 40. And just so you know, I believe I'm using 4.1. I'm using 4.1 here, and that's because 4.1 mini. I love 4.1 mini. It's nice and fast, but I really wanted it to actually do pretty well. And 4.1 is higher than 4.0 ever was. It's probably one of the better non-reasoning models. I know Claude just came out with Claude 4 not that long ago, but that's just too expensive, man. It's like 4.1 hits just the right spot for me. Anyway, what it does is it'll split out all 40 items and then adds it to the spreadsheet once again. So same thing, appending a row to our coaching program generator into the sheet step options, and it just adds them one by one. So it comes over here to step options. And so it's going to put them all in order. Okay, and remember it made this in order. And what you would do is you would just go through it and kind of, find the 9 that makes sense for this to be. So, excuse me. Start out with map out existing manual tasks and pain points. That might be a good first step for a coach. Like, where are you guys even at? We need to figure it out. And then a workshop, creative AI-driven solutions for targeted problems might be the second step. And then iterate and fine-tune AI. Before that, you can't just iterate. You got to build it. So set up pilot projects for selected back-end tasks. That'd be like step 3. And then you would iterate. And then you would scale. And then you would build a company-wide culture or whatever. You just go down in order. Make sure you get 9. All right? All 9 need to be copied and pasted into these steps here, 1 through 9, right there. Just paste them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, once you've done that, you come back to the workflow once more, run it again. Just click execute workflow one more time. It's going to come down this third path here. This third path is going to generate your features. So again, we're going to take the name of the coach, the coaching type, the preferred target client, the results you want to get them, the name of the program, and then here are our 9 steps that we just input. Fancy that. We're going to let the bot know what our coaching program actually is now. So what we do is we run it through this system prompt here, and this one is tasked with translating the program name and steps into a list of tangible client-facing features that clearly describe what the client actually gets. Too many people make a huge mistake. They think in terms of what they think the client wants. No. You need to understand what the client is getting. Like what are the deliverables that you're actually going to give them? And it outputs a list of 30 to 40 potential options for you to be able to give. All right? And you base them on the client's name and the selected coaching steps provided as an input. They should be concrete, benefit-oriented, and written in client-friendly language. Because again, this could be some of the copy that you include when you go to promote this program. All right, so mixed formats like live calls, guided exercises, audio modules, templates, report or journal prompts, progress trackers, video lessons, one-on-one feedback, group experiences, implementation plans, etc. Give it the gamut of everything it might need to do. And what it does is it develops all of that out for you just in here. This is the chain of thought it's going to follow. Avoid generic or vague items like feel-good calls or access to stuff. Concrete. It needs to be definite. What are they going to get? You have to have some decision making here, but I wanted you to have as little as you possibly could do in order to be able to create a really awesome coaching program. All right, and so then it just puts all that out. We'll come back over here, check out our features options. So what do we got? Comprehensive onboarding call to assess your current manual backend operations. Structured goal-setting worksheets for measurable outcomes. Selection and setup of 2 to 3 pilot AI automation projects targeting high-impact backend tasks. That sounds good. Detailed troubleshooting and optimization call for each pilot project. Performance dashboards. I think I said that one earlier. Custom bottleneck and issue tracking spreadsheet. Training needs identification matrix tailored for each team. That sounds good too. End of program automation opportunity matrix for ongoing improvement. That's a big old mouthful, but it sounds branded, so it sounds good. Library of email templates for internal communications during automation rollouts. Like that's great, right? That's something that you can have AI help you develop. Anyway, pick 3. Pick 3 of them. You can always pick more for yourself, but I have 3 here. Put 1, 2, 3. Once you have them in there, again, you just come back to the workflow, run it again. Now, this next one is kind of like the last step. This is where it's going to fill in the remaining details. So what it's going to do is well, I guess I forgot to mention really quick. This features one, it outputs everything, it splits it, it adds it back into the spreadsheet under the features option or feature options tab. All right, now back in here. So now we're on kind of the ending path. This is where we are when we're ready to finish it off, get our branded names, end results, just take us home, Brad, right? So we have a spreadsheet node here. This one is an append row. And what it's going to do is it's going to pull the program name from here in your inputs, right? Program name, it's going to grab it from here. It's going to put it in your program outputs sheet right there. That way, it's able to put all of the rest of it all in the same row. All right, now real automation here. What we then do is we're going to generate our custom avatars. And we're using our name, our coaching type, our preferred target client, the result we're going to get them, the program name, our 9-step solution. We've got our features, the 3 things that we added, so the 3 products we're going to give them. And then we run it through this system prompt. And this system prompt is going to generate 5 unique customer avatar paragraphs. Thinking through who would actually want this program. It thinks through who would actually want it, and it's going to develop their name, age range, occupation, their pain points, where they're currently stuck, the values and things that they're looking for, what transformation do they want to go through, and specifically, why would they want this formula? We're going to use AI to help us come up with the idea of who we might be able to target. All right, and so we just have it run through a chain of thought that comes up with how it's going to do that, and we give it some what not to do's, we give it some examples of what it should output. It comes up with those 5, adds them to the spreadsheet. So custom avatar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all get put right into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like that. All right, we then run through the next one. The next one's going to create our end result statement. This is the thing that you're actually delivering. How do you help people? What is it? Like, what is your tagline, your elevator speech, whatever that is going to get them? What is your hook, right? So what we're doing is just doing another AI node, name of the your name, the coaching type, the preferred target client, the result that you're going to get them, the program name, your 9 steps, your features, and all 5 customer avatars. It's all being fed into this AI. This AI is going to take all this information and it's going to come in here and it's going to follow this format. It needs to come up with a statement that says, I help blank get blank without blank, whatever they might be struggling with in order to do it. All right, this is like the most standard marketing statement you could ever make in order to be able to really hook people. You got to call them out, tell them what they're going to get based on what they actually want, and you have to tell them they can do it without having to go through the thing they're so worried about having to do in order to get it in the first place. All right, and so we just go through and then we come up with our 3 phase framework as well. And so those are the 3 kind of phases that our 9 steps go through. And so step 1, 2, and 3 is phase 1. Step 4, 5, 6 is phase 2, and then 6, 7, or 7, 8, 9 is phase 3. And those should sound like they're bundled together. That way, your 9 steps are each possibly programs. Each of the phases is possibly a program. The whole thing is possibly a program. You just have all of these different options to be able to sell the same thing over and over and over again, which is what you're supposed to do when you're doing coaching. All right, and so we just have it do that. And they need to sound branded, cohesive, and journey-oriented. I give it some examples here. reveal, rebuild, rise, align, activate, ascend. You know, alliteration means something. All right. And then what we do is it generates all of that. All right, what we do is we run this all through this next agent. And so again, this one takes our name, our coaching type, preferred target client, the result we're going to get them, our program name, our 9 steps. We take our features, the 3 things we're going to sell them, our customer avatars, all the information we've developed so far, and we run it through this system prompt here. And this system prompt will first generate a branded statement. So the thing that you're actually going to get them, and we use the most generic hook that you can possibly make. All right, this is what resonates with people. I help blank, your customer avatar. Who do you help? The type of people. Get blank, the thing that they really desire, without blank, the thing that they don't want to do, the thing they're struggling with, the thing that's been in the way of them being able to accomplish it. If you have that kind of statement, you're pretty much hitting all the bases of what anybody's looking for when it comes to selling to them. So that's why I included it. All right, then we also come up with our 3-phase framework. And our 3 phases takes our 9 steps and we chunk them into steps of 3. So step 1, 2, and 3 is phase 1, 4, 5, and 6 is step 2, 7, 8, and 9 is step 3, or phase 3. And then the reason we do that is because each of these things can now also be a product. So each of your 9 steps is potentially a product. Your 3 phases are each a product. Your whole program is now a product. And you can dig deeper into it if you'd want, but like now you're able to touch base with your client pretty much no matter where they're at. You're able to sell different bundles, different packages. It's really awesome what this can do for you. And it comes up with these branded, cohesive, journey-oriented names for you, like reveal, rebuild, rise, align, activate, ascend. All right, and it comes up with all of those. That's interesting. That should say branded statement. Okay, it comes up with all of them and outputs them as a branded statement in our 3 phases. All right, and then we come over here and we put it into our spreadsheet. All right, so again, coaching program generator is our document. We are updating the row rather than appending. That's because we have the program name we're matching to. And the sheet we're doing it in is our program outputs. It's going to add in our end result, our branded statement, and our group name. So 1, 2, 3, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. So again, that would be over here. We have our end result and group 1, group 2, group 3. All right, and then we run it through one more AI really quick. And what this one's going to do is going to take all of the information we've gotten so far, just all of it. All right, and we put all of that into here and we run this through and we say, hey, I need you to reformat our 9 phases into their branded statement names. Okay, those brand names of step 1 is no longer I help you generate a list of ideas to build out your business. No, it's now the idea activation program system, whatever it is that you want to be able to say for your thing. So like power shift and vision lock and inner reset. All right. I tell it to avoid being poetic, stretched out, or too hype. I found when I was first building this out, if you don't limit it to like no more than 3 words, this thing gets like no, that will never work as a branded name. So that's what we do, and then we take our 3 feature products. We take our 3 featured products, the things that we're selling, and we create the marketing language for them. All right. So written in 1 to 2 full sentences, it conveys the strategic value, transformational power, luxury delivery, whatever. And it includes both the format and the outcome. That way, when the client sees this, it looks like a product, something that they could actually purchase rather than an idea that you're trying to convey. Ideas don't really sell so well, but something that they can touch, something tangible, something they can wrap their fingers around or their mind around at the very least, is something that you can sell. All right, so we have some chain of thought for it. And then we just tell it how to output the information, and then we have it come out down here. So our 9 branded steps and our 3 premium features. And what we do, same with the output parser, it's all the same, branded steps, premium features. And we put that all into the spreadsheet. Again, doing an update, matching on our program name in the program outputs sheet. And there's just step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and our 3 features with our premium feature language. We then take all of that information And we're going to then create one last thing with this step. So I come over here to inputs, way here on the end, we see report link. Well, if I click on this, it's going to create an actual single document that has all of that information for you. So now you have a single document with all of that information that you can copy and paste and put into ChatGPT or put into another workflow or whatever you want in order to be able to automate this further. You now have your step 1 with what it is, your step 2 with what it is, your 3 phases, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. You got your service offerings, you have your customer avatars. It's just beautiful. All right, and so what we do is we're going to create a Google Doc. This is what this node does. So make sure to set up your Google Docs credentials. Resources document, operation is create. In the drive name, just pick whatever drive you have, pick whatever top level folder you want to put it in. I create the title, which is our program name, Coaching Program 4, and then this will be the preferred target market that you write out originally over here. So when you wrote this right over here, this will be part of the name of the document that gets created that is all of your information. All right, so it creates the document. It then moves that information, that document using this Google Drive node into a folder that you want in your drive somewhere. I have a folder just called Coaching Programs, and I just plop this in here based on the ID. And then I add all the information here with this Google Docs node. So based on the same ID, we do an operation of update based on that ID. We're going to do object text, action insert. Insert segment is body, insert location will be at the end. And then I have this code here that puts all of the information into this document. I add our section headings like our consulting system overview, phase 1, step 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way down. All right, we have our service offerings. I code that in, and then we put in our premium features, all 3 of them, 1, 2, 3, and then whom we serve, and here's our customer avatars. And all of that information gets put into the Google Doc. I come back over here, just like that. Yeah, the spacing is preserved, so you have that. And then we take that and we put it all back into the Google Sheet one last time. We do an update into our inputs sheet and we're matching against the program name. So we come back to our sheet really quick. We're going to match based on this cell here, this column here. And what it's going to do is it's going to put in the link right here, and it's going to mark this one as done. So if I come back to our workflow, come down here, it adds the link. So the Google Docs URL with the ID at the end gets put into the report link cell, and we mark it as complete. And that is how you make a coaching program. And honestly, it will take you more time to figure out which options you'd prefer to include than it will to actually run this. This thing goes so fast. You can have a coaching program done in less than 10 minutes. Really cool stuff. And I really liked a lot of the results it put out. So as you can see, this coaching program generator workflow allows you to start with just an idea of what kind of coaching program you want to make and develop out each phase of your client's journey, all the things that they're going to have to go through, come up with all the branded names, your product offerings, and even some of the basic customer avatars to help get you started. And when used in conjunction with my 5-step marketing plan generator system found in my free school community, the link is in the description below, you'll be well on your way to building your very own program offer and getting it out into the market faster than ever before. And if you found this video helpful, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like and share the video. It really does help get this information out there to those who need it. And in order to get this workflow, simply click on the link in the description below to go to my free school community where you can download it, download the spreadsheet, all kinds of other additional tutorials and workflows that'll help you build out your business using N8N and automation. As always, I'm Bradford Carlton. Let's automate your success together.